Yeah. This that yes, you feel point two. All praise to the Heavenly King, man. You know what it is. God is alive. Anyone claiming he not, I just left him start with the line. Watch for the signs. This is a spiritual war. You can see it, but not with your eyes. One of a kind. The body at the top of the line. Just like the dot on the eye. No stopping the shine. Some niggas, they claim they your brother, but really they talking behind. You not one of mine. Nigga, just show how you feel. Don't keep that shit bottled inside. No Bonnie and Clyde. I need a queen that's about them scriptures, cause choosing that knowledge is wild. Little mama, she fine, but find out shorty about that harlotry. Tell me she not on my line. I'm not even lying. No demon can stop how we grind. Get to the top, we gon' climb. You out of your mind. If you ever thought that Nevertheless would ever stop spitting rhymes, I'm not even signed, but ain't too many rappers messing with me when I'm jotting these lines. I'm dropping these bombs, or any youngin' think he hotter than I, boy, you not even warm. I'm cocky and calm, I'm good when the spotlight is on. This library count forms, they rock with your boy. Love on my fans who support me and caught when I'm dropping these songs, but God is the source. That's why I'm singing number praises every single time I record, from night to the morning. From dusk to dawn, remember the time we was lost, it's not like before. Praise the most I hate my Lord, cause he got me out of the storm. That's why I can afford to listen to you talk that nonsense. You not a reliable source, you not even sure where your soul goes when you die and got your body in the morgue. Look, partner, you saw the soldier for Christ, yeah, we ready to fight. You not part of this war, I got me a sword. Demons, I'm chopping them off. Watch how their bodies get torn. God is inside, started walking in this truth, so I had to stop with the lies. God is alive, and he hated with a passion, so put all your pride to the side. God decide righteousness over wickedness, so I stop with the crimes. The law's alive, telling you all you can find it. Place in your heart and your mind. God is alive. Anyone claiming he not, I just let them start with the line. Watch for the signs. This is a spiritual war. You can see it, but not with your eyes. One of a kind, the body at the top of the line, just like the dot on the eye. No stopping the shine. Some niggas they claim they your brother, but really they talking behind. You not one of mine. Nigga, just show how you feel. Don't keep that shit bottled inside. No Bonnie and Clyde. I need a queen that's about them scriptures, cause choosing that knowledge is wild. Little mama, she fine, but find out shorty about that harlotry. Tell me she not on my line. I'm not even lying. No demon can stop how we grind. Get to the top, we gon' climb.
Where I'm from, niggas think God is dead. Maybe like hell ain't too far away, so right now we gon' get all of this bread. Free my brothers, they locked in the feds. Savage life, a lot of trauma we live. I ain't got no friends, what my mama them said. Bruce told me, you don't need eyes to see, you don't need pies and trees, you don't need rivalries. Flick out Dollar Tree, get tired of beef. You don't need eggs to head. Most I grab the wheel, we gon' stay as clear. And we finna clear the air. Ain't no more fair tears. Put your hands in the air, say God is alive. Young Pre ain't got guap all the time. Guarantee I'ma shop in the iron. I believe in the signs of the time. I'm circumcised in my heart and my private. Now go caught your mind, not the gutter brothers gotta revive. Go receive, cause these suckers they stuck and they have a peace and they ride and they die. The child is a mind. I told them brothers they gotta decide. They gotta live right. Knees to the ground and my palms to the sky. Get God to deposit. I know them prayers what got me through nights.
All right, say it plugs it in. Perfect. We'll start the car. I need a tap to begin the scan. Now my $2,000 scan tool said it was a catalytic converter. Let's see what this little device does for us. Wow, incredible. Same reading. Same reading.
So I'll be going to the same mechanic.
Khan, start off giving blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever.
Khan.
Yeah, I just tripped out. Just now remember that I ain't got no background music. Once again. Damn. All right. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to figure something out.
Last time I took the car in, my husband swore he was ripping me off. Well,
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Can you still hear me, Akmalot?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna play rap music this time in the background. He said, you gonna talk about idols? This brother right here, you gonna talk about idols on the Most High Shabbat. Christ is not an idol, man. It's not stupid to say stuff like that.
Come on, 100% real talk.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all brothers say Christ is an idol, but then you guys constantly be saying the law of Moses. And you constantly find in the Bible the law of Moses. So these people are highlighting one man, but then when the next one comes, you talking shit. But it's only idol worship if you follow after a guy that Moses told you to follow after.
Yeah, and it's only it's idolatry when you're following other gods' customs. We're not following any other gods' customs. And y'all saw Mashiach never taught against the Most High's commandments, man. So we ain't following no customs that's against God's customs.
Yeah, man. Why don't you hit that link? 100% Torah. Instead of just kind of, you know what I'm saying, throwing little random thoughts and ideas that you might have. Get, you know what I'm saying? That's what I just tell people, you know what I'm saying? Just put your money where your mouth is. In other words, man, hit that link. Utilize your membership on your internet source, whatever it is, whether you getting yours through the cable company or whatever, man. You putting your money on that internet. Well, utilize that mug. Don't just be sitting around here throwing little zingers. Hit that link. Use your internet. Step up to the plate and make sure, you know what I'm saying, that we going right. If we is teaching idol worship, I would like to be able to know that. I don't want nobody just, you know what I mean, blindly throwing out that statement and then leave me sitting around here wondering how am I pulling that off? Because I'm like, I don't know how I'm actually guilty of idol worship. You're gonna have to definitely explain that to me. Once you make your point clear, I'll repent.
Best TV around. Get started for as little as $500 per campaign.
But as long as y'all just sit around here throwing your speculations, man, y'all ain't you ain't helping out nobody. That's not how you help your people. But check this out, man.
If you're still trying to figure
Christ
out how to start an online business,
was a historical figure. He actually existed.
That's right.
You know, we got a lot of different accounts also. We have we got an account from Tacticus. We got another account from Pliny. They call him Pliny the Great or whatever. You know, these were people of the Roman Empire that had no interest in supporting the false claim of the Messiah and the counterpart of the Roman powers. They wasn't sitting around here promoting and helping assist in creating this false deity. This guy actually existed. Now, what we're going to do is, man, we're going to get into some of this. Hey, what's going on there, West Sider Rider? Shalom, brother, man.
Shalom.
We're going to get into some historical things when it comes down to this. All right. So, let me see how I'm going to do this.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Tell me if you can still hear my background. Can you still hear the background?
Yep.
You can still hear it?
Yep.
All right. How about now?
Come on. Yep.
All right.
Here.
All right. Boom. Check this out. Y'all see that? Peep this. Peep this.
It's kind of small though.
This is all small?
Yeah.
All right, let me see something. All right. This right here is what we're looking at right here. Is called, if you can see right here at the bottom, it's called the Messiah Yahushai, commonly known as Jesus, J-Bar, and John the Baptist, according to FLAVIUS Josephus' recently discovered capture of Jerusalem, is what it's called. This was recently discovered in Russia. Yes, I said it. It was recently discovered in Russia.
Hey, Finnegas, is there any way you can turn the music down a little bit?
Yeah, hold on. That cool?
Yep.
All right. Recently discovered. All right. That's very in Russia. So it is not a surprise to me that Russia is starting to, you know what I'm saying, rise up against the powers that has our detriment in mind. You feel me? It ain't no surprise, man, because not only do they got a lot of black depictions of saints and of Christ and Mary over there in Russia. Now they even have some of Josephus' writings that is in the original Greek text that states the description of Christ. Yes.
Bring it out.
Yes, it does. And we're going to see. Let's read this right here. All right. What we're reading right here is page 420 of the description of Christ by Josephus. Right here, this section right here is called the face without comeliness. And as it reads, it says the description of age, stature, and height is usually followed in these old police portraits by a statement of the color of the skin. All right. So these people back then, so when people, first off right there, when people try to say that colorism is something that came about from the Western world during white supremacy and racism and Jim Crow or Darwinism and all that, that's not the truth at all. That's the furthest from the truth. You know, they actually used colorism also back in the Roman periods because these people made a lot of arrest warrants. They had arrest warrants that they would actually send out to the public, and these arrest warrants would describe the person. It would describe their physical stature. It would describe their facial features. It would describe their tattoos. It would describe any type of notable scars or markings that that person would have that would be able to set them apart, like the same way that they do today. The way that they did it back then.
That's right. Ain't nothing new, son.
So, and what we're seeing is we're going to be looking at the Romans' point of view of Christ, because we got to take note that Josephus, when the Romans captured Josephus and the crew, whatever that he was dealing with, that dude, he ended up converting to the Roman hierarchy. He didn't fight up against the Romans or anything like that. Josephus was actually part of the Pharisaical grouping of people that actually supported the death of Christ. All right. So there is no comment. I mean, there's no conflict of interest coming from Josephus when it's going to be describing Christ. Now watch this. It says the description of age, stature, and height is usually followed in these old police portraits by a statement of the color of the skin. This item may be omitted, however, taken out, as in the two warrants quoted above. It would therefore not be surprising if the quotations made from Josephus at the time of the anti-iconoclastic controversy did say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? These people were omitting things, taking things out of the warrants for this whole Christian. This is all done through the Christendom, the Christianization of everything. After the Romans came through and started doing their whole Renaissance and Reformation and all this nonsense BS that they were doing when they were bringing back the Catholic Church and all this stuff and all these things, they were omitting stuff. There's even, you could go in and look at a lot of documents Even in this right here, they page 395 is just completely taken out. It goes 394, 396. Even in this documentation that I'm reading, 395 is just all black. They got all kinds of manuscripts that was talking about Christ that they got ink spilled out on them on purpose. They got people with permanent markers, just obviously blocking out information. Was talking about Christ or what Christ was saying. They just got it just blurted out, scribbled out, scratched out, ink poured out on it. Like, this was a period that was going on that white men have always been doing. It's destroying information that is controversy to their agendas. All right. So he says, fortunately, one of them. What? Fortunately, all praises to the Most High Power, Bahashan Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Okay. One of them has preserved the word dark-skinned. All right. Which must be genuine because it obviously contradicts the statement Kum Fasi, Sine, Ruga, Et Makula, Ilikwa, Quam Ruba, Venustat, which is certainly of Christian origin. Whichever language that was, it sounds like it was Latin. Could have been Latin and Greek. One side looked like it sounded like it was Greek, one side sounded like it was Latin. But that's not the point today. He says the laudatory intention of the word Venustat and the implied comparison with King David in the ruddy continents are obvious. The sign Makula probably does not correspond to a Greek asimos
Time is limited.
Of the genuine document. For the Nazarene, Yahushai, Jesus, J-Bomb, must of course have borne the Hunite mark of the cross on his forehead. The word macroprosotos, long-faced, and some other Greek word. I'm not about to do this, man. Drawn from Josephus by Andre of Crete, are unquestionably genuine. They occur frequently in the papyrus and are not of the nature of embellishments, especially in connection with the phrase in the Lentulus letter, Quim something, whatever, which, however, is unparalleled in the papyri. And unsuited to an official document, should be regarded as a malicious addition of Josephus. Similarly, the word eperinos, long nose, is certainly authentic, since an attempt has been made to alter it to urinos, well nosed, which is further enhanced in the phrase of Lentulus, Nasi Nulu, Prosus, Ripahitia. The papyri furnished such parallels as this and this and that, whatever. And I don't know Greek, so those words don't mean anything to me right now. He said the classification of the nose is generally followed by a description of the hair. The statement of the Lentulus letter, Capolis, habens, Polaris, Nucus, Alabiniae, premature, of the color of a half-ripe hazelnut, ab, arula, something, whatever, darker and more glossy, at once portrays itself as an invention of a Christian forager. They're saying that because those words don't actually mean what that is actually saying. The English translation that they use of the color of a half-ripe hazelnut is not what capillos, habens, colores, nucus, avalance, premature means. That's what they're saying. Okay? At once betrays itself as an invention of the Christian forager. who has an idealized painted portrait of Christ before him and describes the lighter and darker tints with which the painter had sought to represent fair hair. For the genuine official description of a person never gave the color of the hair, clearly because in the region in question, the population was dark skinned almost to a man. Neither can such a description of color by means of a would-be um, poetical simile be attributed to Josephus. One might be tempted to see in this insertion the hand of a Nordic, hence of a medieval forger, desirous of attributing to Yahushua the characteristic of his own race. For the patriarch Photius knows already of some iconoclasts who made fun of the various Christ portraits, representing him with the racial characters of a Roman, an Indian, a Greek, or an Egyptian. In reality, the fair hair of Yahushua is no doubt due to the desire to depict him as like as possible to King David, as described by Josephus, where it is to be noted that David, in his turn, owed his fair hair to the ideal portrait of the quote-unquote Sun King and quote-unquote world savior, Alexander the Great. What? In other words, they're saying that it is already obvious that these people has been trying to make King David by trying to change the ruddy into now like some fair skin and you know, or rosy cheeks and all that stuff. All these depictions is trying to depict Alexander the Great when they're trying to do this. And then they went as far even further with it after that, and then lined up the image of Christ with the image of David, which has been already been iconoclast as the image of Alexander the Great. So they're saying that all this stuff is all Christian, Catholic, Roman Catholic Church deification of their own gods that pre-existed them before they ran into the Jews.
Bring it out.
But this right here is all you have to do is go into the original translation, which we can find with the Josephus from Russia, and it actually says the contrary. And this right here is going to prove it. All right. So, for the recovery of the true portrait of Yahushua, the feature of the hair. If you guys know where I'm at, can y'all see my hand right here?
Yep.
Okay, for the recovery of the true portrait of Yahushua, the feature of the fair hair is probably without any value. The less so because it could hardly be harmonized with the dark skin mentioned above. Although it must be admitted that nowadays fair hair is sometimes found among the sled. And the sled is Al-Marshik. Well, we can look at it in something called this, but it doesn't tell us who the sled is, but we can look it up later. But that's besides the point right now. On the contrary, the epithet, man, that Greek word, I ain't about to do it. Oligothry. All right, that's the word. O-L-I-G-O-T-H-R-I. I think that's an E, or it might be a Z, oligothres or oligothry. Anyways, the by no means flattering statement derived by the Byzantine writers from the historian, an example from Josephus, to the effect that Yahushua was scanty-haired is certainly no Christian invention and consequently genuine. Scanty means curly.
Con.
He says, or I mean, my bad, not it's like short curly. It means like short curl. scanty hair is certainly no Christian invention and consequently genuine. The attempt was soon made to improve this reading into some other word, curly-haired, or just curly. The scanty hair here Tessus is quite in keeping with the statement in the Lentulus letter. Corrected it is true by interpolation, but still preserved on the undeveloped beard, barbum, cadens, and puberum. The Arabic Carmelite Saint Eli expressly notes that the fact that the Slav have only a sparse growth of beard on cheeks and chin. He does not mention the hair on the head, which in fact is concealed largely by the turban worn by these people. Okay. The Lentulus letter furnishes another valuable detail which cannot have invented by a Greek, which could not have been invented by a Greek, much less by a medieval Latin forger, for the simple reason that it presupposes a special knowledge of ancient Jewish custom in the words discrimin habens in medio capitit juxa morim nazareum. The glossary gives us the Greek equivalents for discrimin, anactin nishma, or diachrama, a parting. Nazarene is the form exclusively used for Jerome in Jerome's Vulgate and by the author of the Latin version of Josephus made by Cassiodorus to render the Greeks Nazareos. Most Nazareum therefore refers doubtless to the unshort hair of the Nazarites, who Josephus himself mentions as Nazareo, and whose vow is another passage is assumed to be well known. Okay, I'm done reading all this. So what we're going to do now, so what they're just doing, he's basically explaining the contrast. And what we're about to look at now is we're going to look at the contrast. We're going to look at what this scholar named Robert Eisler is going to be on the left. He's going to have his translation of this original Greek that was newly discovered in Russia. He's going to take that and we're going to look at it, and then we're going to put it on a side-by-side comparison. And this is what they're just explaining how the validity of what Robert Eisler interpreted is actually substantial, and that what we see in the modern Josephus text of the descriptions of Christ and in the other descriptions of Christ, this is all Roman iconoclasm, but done through description in letters. All right, and that's all this is really just saying. All right, so now with that being said, let's check it out. All right, let's just start right here at this last paragraph. It says the correctness of the foregoing arguments can best be tested by examining whether the portraits of the traditional description of Yahushai, recognized as genuine, after the exclusion of the words shown by interpolation and forgeries, hang together and yield a significant and consistent text. Such is indeed the case, and we have in fact recovered, as the reader will see on the following pages, a vivid and lifelike portrait of Yahushua, penned with unmistakable malevolence, but on that account all the more valuable. That unmistakable malevolence is coming straight from the Christian Catholic Church. Now watch this. All right, you see right here, this all here is the reconstruction by Robert Eisler. This is the Roman Catholic Church's crazy shit. Watch this. It said, at that time also there appeared a certain man of magic power, if it is meet to call him a man, whom certain Greeks, they in here they called it the disciples. All right. So everything that you see is blank is still lined up. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same translation. Where they have it boxed out like that, that's where the changes happen. Where Eisler right here, he got magic. All right. The Christians just had great. You get that now?
Yeah.
All right. He said, whom certain Greeks, and we know who the Greeks were.
The Israelites.
Israelites, Hellenized Israelites.
Yeah.
Whom certain Greeks call a son of God. That parentheses is Eisler's addition. They called it the disciples over here. All right. He said, but his disciples, the true prophet. All right. Over here it says, but he was the only born son of God. And it says the Greeks, who is supposed to have raised dead persons and to have cured all diseases. This is not a Christian saying these things. This is from somebody who had used to be a person that was against the Christians, but now have joined the Romans. And this is what he is saying. This is his actual, the real translation of his actual words. And we can see it over here. You see it?
Yeah.
And this is their version. He says, look right here. Both his nature and his form were human. For he was a man of simple appearance, mature age. What? Dark skin. What was he?
Dark.
Brother was dark skin.
Or you see that the Christians put ruddy.
They put ruddy. And even though that one right there, it doesn't really help. You want to try, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta change the definition of ruddy, which they actually are involved in trying to do today.
Yeah, facts. Trying to make it red.
Right, but as it stands today, it still stands concretely that ruddy is brown.
That's right.
But right here, they're saying it goes even darker than that. He wasn't just brown. David was brown. Christ was black. Just like with John, the Revelator, notes about his feet as if they had burnt in a furnace. Black feet. And they say, well, that was a representation of, I don't give a crap. He had black feet. That was the description that God chose to use. He chose to use a black man's foot to convey his message. Not a white man's foot. Fuck it. Just get over it. He said, well, when Christ's arms was brown and his legs is brown, that was just in the resemblance of some power. Hey, but God still chose to use the color of a black man to convey his message.
That's right.
He didn't choose to use a white man's arm to convey that message, regardless of how or why it was used. It makes no difference. The fact stands. God uses black people to convey his message. He uses the color of black people to convey messages. So, moving on, we see that this brother is dark skinned and ruddy. So they both go good, but that right there is profound. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh, that was you?
Time for the 12 tribes to come together like a mob. Real up to the street shit, through the hood shit, and a block. Time for the 12 tribes to come together like a mob. Yeah.
Can y'all see that on the screen?
Yeah.
You can see that it said battery low?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Keep music videos going while you text and watch uninterrupted.
Here's another description of Christ.
Premium on us.
There's more of it. It says Christ. He had short growth, 3 cubits tall. That's around 5'7" to 5'9". The white folks say he was medium height, 7 spans tall, 6 feet high. The reconstructed translation says he was short growth. Hunchback with a long face. The white folks say a little well grown. In other words, he was lightweight swole. Venerable, erect, handsome. Let's get this, man. You know where I'm going on.
Con, yeah. There it is.
Then why does the script say this then?
Bring it out.
He says, For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form, nor what?
Comeliness.
No comeliness.
Handsomeness.
No handsomeness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised and was esteemed, and we esteemed him not. Well, if somebody esteems somebody not, that's because this person is not the most. He ain't the biggest guy in the scene. He ain't the swollest guy hitting the block. No, I'm serious, man. He ain't the guy that got all the females, you know what I'm saying, looking for where he's at. And like he wasn't that dude. He was actually like the opposite of being highly esteemed. Didn't have much props coming on the face, on the surface of it, man. So why are they describing some Fabi over here in the Christians' alterations? Medium high, 7 spans, 6 feet. A little well grown or lightweight, swole, venerable, erect, handsome. Instead of having a long nose, he was handsome. Instead of him having a long face, no, he was handsome. Right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Changing it.
Eyebrows. Meeting with above the nose. So he almost had like a unibrow damn near. He had thick eyebrows, goodly black. They saying he had, you know what I mean? All the characteristics of a handsome person, whatever goodly black eyebrows mean. I don't know. So that the spectators could have fright? No, they say with a good eye, so that the spectators could love him. With scanty hair.
They said I was the first reconstructed original text is saying that dude looks scary.
Yeah, this dude was scary. So that
he was like, like in today's term, he looked grimy dude. He looked like one of the grimy dudes.
Exactly. He looked like a goon. He looked like a goblin.
Yeah.
He came through looking like you know what I'm saying, man? One of them hood critters.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like. The complete opposite of that white J-bomb, man. Your pastor been selling you hope. Your job been selling you dreams. Esau been selling you dope in the form of a pope. But this right
yeah, man, that J-bomb dude. He don't look no type of scary. He don't look no type of grimy.
Is that what Josephus is describing?
No.
What is this?
You see, they try to give him the split in the hair, though.
But yeah, they got to give him the split in the hair, though. They did do that. You know? But other than that, man, come on. And we know how, you know what I'm saying, black people's hair fall after you take them out of the cornrows, man.
Facts.
After you take your hair out of braids, after you take your hair, honestly, in junior high and high school, I had a homeboy that his number one hairdo. He seldomly wore French braids, cornrows. The brother usually just wore the part down the middle and the two afros combed to the side. That was his look every day. Every once in a while, he would have it braided up, but most of the time, he had that split down the middle, and like kind of like Wolverine. That's like a black. That's a black hairstyle. That's a black hairdo. How many white boys have you seen even wearing their hair like this? Now that I think about it, I have never seen a white boy wear his hair like this.
Me either.
I ain't never seen a white boy part his head down the middle. I'm not trying to veer off from the information, but I'm just tripping out on what we're seeing today versus what Josephus recorded and what Robert Eisler, pretty much exposed through his reconstruction. That's just a trip, man. So I don't see the short, scanty hair. I see this hazelnut hair, this unripe hazelnut stuff they're talking about. A line in the middle of his head, after the fashion of a Nazarene, with the undeveloped beard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When these people, they trying to say with the smooth and unruffled mark, marked and unwrinkled forehead, a lovely red, blue eyes, beautiful mouth. What are they? What's going on, man? What the fuck are they, like? Why would you? Who describes people in fashions of this way?
Sounds like y'all mean a homosexual was doing the Christian one.
Doesn't it?
Let's keep it real.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. This
sounds like just like major gay. This doesn't sound like a fucking arrest warrant. This sounds like just somebody gay. Some gay dude infatuated, fantasizing and being infatuated with some man.
Come on, bring it out.
Talking about his forehead and stuff. His forehead is so unwrinkled. A lovely red. Blue eyes, beautiful mouth. Like what's going on? I'm cool. I'm cool on these lies. Look what they saying. Look, and they're writing with the Robert Eisler reconstruction. It ends right there at an undeveloped beard. These people, they going on and on with their infatuation and their gay ass shit. And copious of the same color as the hair. You talking about his mouth? Not long. Oh, they must be talking about parted in the middle, arms and hands full of grace. The fingers of the unsullied hands of moderate length. On the whole of the same type as his mother. What the
yeah,
fuck?
that lost me. They done went off.
What's going on? What's going on here, man? And this is what this is what they're giving us today. This homeboy. They just described you, homeboy. His lips the same color as his hair.
There's a part in the hair.
And he look like he got some old punk hands. You know, dude running around looking like that. You
That
know
blue eyes. He got blue eyes.
Blue eyes and this old weird ass look on his face, man. Like I'm sick of looking at this cat. Look at something else, man. This motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's more like it. That's what he most likely looks like. Christ came through looking like this cat. Give or take some features. But that other thing, man, that we just seen, man, that was an abomination, man. Real talk. That's just abomination, man. Let me see what else we got right here. Let's just get the last of this. Only his outer appearance was superhuman, for he wrought surprising and striking feats. Again, however, in view of his commonplace physique, I shall not call him an angel. So he wasn't no spoke cat. He wasn't walking through looking like he's about to smash and cut off heads and nothing like that. He didn't look like he was about to pull nobody's chick. He didn't look like he was about to knock nobody out. He looked like somebody that you would look at and not even regard. And that's according to the script, Isaiah 53. He said, but everything he did through some invisible power, he did through his word and a phrase of command.
What?
To be,
he was casting out demons with the finger of God.
Come on now.
The law, statutes, and commandments, man.
That's right. Now, come on now. Look at this. This is what, and this is a hater. This is coming from a hater, man. This ain't coming from somebody that's actually down with Christ. Look, he says, others said that he was our first lawgiver, resuscitated from the dead and accomplishing.
That's Moses.
And magic tricks.
You got that one?
Huh?
Others said that he was our first lawgiver, resurrected from the dead and accomplishing. That's Moses, right?
Come on now.
You know what I mean? And then, that goes with that Deuteronomy 18 and 18, man.
That would line up with a lot of things, you know. I have what is called the Jerusalem Targum, and in the Jerusalem Targum, God tells Moses that he's going to bring him back. That was one of the reasons why he had him die right there, because he was already too old to be able to enjoy the land. So he had him die before he got there to bring him back, so he can actually reign over Israel. That was the promise that he told Moses. And I was like, what the? I was like, dang, man, that means he could have been a couple of characters in the script, and it sounds a whole lot like Christ. I'm like, oh, dang. Ecclesiastes 1:9. Let's get that just real quick. He says, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has already been of old time, which was before us.
That's right.
then that means that Christ could have been Moses. That means that when these people are saying you doing idolatry worship, you're like, I'm just following after Moses. Christ even reversed you back to Moses.
Con.
Y'all brothers don't know how to read the Bible and then use logic in reality. That's the problem, is that with most people, the Bible and reality aren't even parallel.
Con.
It's not.
Yeah, because it says right there in 11, man. You know, there's no remembrance of former things. Neither shall there be remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after.
That's
Come
right.
on, man.
You just don't remember that you
Yeah.
were, but you've been here. You just don't remember. Every once in a while, you might have a little incident of deja vu, and that's just where some things just overlapped. Boom. You was, in another life, you was sitting with the same people in the same kind of settings, talking about the same kind of topic, and then next thing you know, some deja vu pop off. All right. But for the most of it, man, you don't have no clue on what the fuck happened in your last life.
Yeah.
Let me get another one. I think it's 3 and 15. 3 and 15. If I got that right. Yeah. Look at, start at 14. I know that whatsoever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything can be taken from it. And God does it that men should fear before him. That's the reason why. You can't escape God. Even if you die, even if somebody been wicked all their life and they die without being judged for their wickedness, they didn't get away.
That's right.
Come back. He says, that which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been. And God requires that which is past.
Well, that's deep. That which have been is now.
Yes, which has been is now.
Now I'm telling you, that's deep.
That's deep. Oh,
yeah. And that which is to be has already been.
Come on, man.
So that means that your fate, everything that you're going through, your fate has already been determined. Yeah, I mean, that's when the scriptures come into play too, when it says that God knows your heart.
Right.
Because he already knows. It's already passed.
Right.
The things that's coming is already happened.
Right. It's kind of like you know what LeBron is going to do on the court.
Yeah.
You know what he's going to do with a basketball. You know what he's going to do. You know what is going to happen when he shoots that basketball right. He's going to make it in that basket. You just know. Why? Because we've seen him before.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just kind of off subject, but just peep it. Just because I know that LeBron James is going to shoot that basket and make it, that doesn't mean that I can alter him from making the basket or not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which means even though I know LeBron, what's he going to do on the court, LeBron still is responsible for what he does on that court. He's going to get paid for doing what he does on the court, even though we all know that LeBron is going to do something on that court.
Yeah.
It's just a trip, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was a little, I'm a little tripped out right now. But that whole what has been and all that stuff, it's just too deep. It opens up a whole level. It opens up a whole level of awareness that would make you sound crazy because of all the stuff that you just now realize. You be like, damn. You're like, so we're all predictable because he's seen you before. He knows exactly what you're going to do, not because he's sitting around here writing your story as a playwright. It's because he knows you. He's seen you get down.
That's
Ain't
crazy.
that a trip?
Yeah, I'm tripping. The more I look at it, the more I'm tripped out on it.
And he's seen your get down. He's like, no, I know it's get down. I know your name.
Yeah, that's why. And God requires that which is past.
He requires that which is past. And the reason why I said that is because I'm saying that to those people that tries to grasp the concept. Well, God, he controls all my stuff and everything that I do, and it's not. And I heard people say this before, and they always they're trying to allude to non-acceptance of responsibility. They thinking when they think that way, and if they can get a Israelite or a teacher of the word to agree with it, they feel like they just now obtained the license to sin.
Facts.
It doesn't go well. So what I revert back to is say, no, it's just that you're predictable.
Come.
What? Like, you're predictable. He knows what you're going to do. And there's certain people who he'll have them come around at certain times because they'll fit that setting.
Yeah.
Just like his elect. His elect are righteous and obedient individuals that existed in the past that suits the awakening. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This person right here, he fits this scene. I'm gonna have him show up. And like people, you know, maybe they wonder, like, what about, you know, grandmama and all them? They, you know, and they whole generation. Like, they didn't fit that scene. They fit a different scene.
Come.
They wouldn't, if they were here in my position, they wouldn't do what I'm doing.
Come.
They still probably be sitting around getting drunk, talking shit, playing cards or something, playing dominoes and playing spades. My bad. Let me get this going. Yeah, you know, I mean, we go on a tangent sometimes just because, man, you studying, and you know, I mean, sometimes we time travel, sometimes we interdimensional travel. We do things like this.
Come.
Let me get this jam going. What happened to the jam? I'm cool on that.
Hey, look, what it do?
Cool with that.
No, I'm just keeping it real. I was just like, oh, cool on that. All right. So you see what they saying right here? Look, that was a good catch too, man. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Two heads is better than one. He said, others said that he was our first lawgiver. That'll be Moses. Resuscitated from the dead and accomplishing many cures and magic tricks.
Like
But
he was
others
known
said that he had been sent by God. But in many things, he opposed the law and did not keep the Sabbath after the manner of our fathers, because he spoke against the customs.
Right, yeah. He was like, you know what I mean? I can eat. Did David grab a showbread?
Right.
It's good to do good on the Sabbath. Told to do it after he hit him. Pick up your bed and walk. Carry your bed. Walk and carry your bed.
Exactly. You know?
The customs, the dude probably would have got stoned back in the day. Like, man, you carry your bed for on the Sabbath, stony.
Exactly.
Like, well, he was just healed. You know, I mean, it's a joyful thing. Taking his bed off.
Weaponize the Sabbath.
Right.
You know?
And then, you know what? A lot of people be saying this, these stuff too. I mean, he opposed his laws. A lot of people today say that.
Yeah.
Like the scribes and Pharisees.
That's that 3, 14, 15 to 16, and that 1 and 9, 10, man. Ecclesiastes. Like y'all them same haters. Y'all them same blind, vicious haters of your own people.
Yeah.
You see a brother trying to come through and it's obvious that his intent is well. Yet your mission is to straight demonize him.
Yeah.
When it's obvious that their intent is well, it's pure. Like, They mean well. Yet, I'm gonna expose him as a fraud and a liar. And you're looking like, damn, what was you doing before I showed up though? Oh, I was just sitting around smoking blunts, talking shit. Wow, okay, damn. But I'm the fraud, you know what I mean? And the liar and the idolater and the twisted scripture. I mean the scripture twister. I'm the problem. I'm just speaking from the personification of Christ. I'm not. I am. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, how is that? You know, that's how you know we're dealing in a like it's almost like a twilight zone. This shit don't even make sense, really. A lot of stuff that we've gone through and a lot of the results that we've gotten actually doesn't even make sense. It doesn't fit into the laws of physics. I'm serious. You know, you walk up to some people and you tell them, you say, hey, oh yeah, that slavery and all that stuff, that was prophesied in the Bible, man. God chosen people, we them people, we under them curses. We can get about them though, we just keep these commandments and start actually working towards the kingdom. Oh, all right. That should be the response. Oh, okay. Ryan, when we gonna start doing that? You're like, oh, we're doing it now. All right, where y'all want to be at next week? That's simple. Instead, these people sitting around here just trying to rationalize while we're, you know what I'm saying, basically that you're wrong. Even though you're asking me, like, is the world in harmony and is it the best that it can be? Everybody will say no. They can admit that. Like, no, the world ain't the best that it can be. It can be better.
Then why not get people together to make it better?
I know.
Why not keep building? Why not get people in the same mind as you?
Yeah.
Become a monolith. Shout out to KLT, not debate yesterday, man.
And now I'm wrong. Now Christ is wrong. Now his followers, his disciples, they the ones that's wrong. That's how you know, man. This is something very scary is happening. And television, rap music, radio stations, and stuff like that, and jobs is here to distract you from that.
Come.
Real shit. It's to distract you from you really realizing you're like, wait a minute, we ain't even dealing in logic. You like black people's response to shit ain't logical.
Someone who's a crypto,
and that should scare you to the core.
They don't know anything about
because then you start realizing that you'll know that there's something spiritual that has taken hold of your people.
That's us.
That's facts, man. I'm telling you, man. Yesterday I was checking out the people, and I was like, man, something else going on over there, man. None of them brothers and sisters, man, ain't gonna lead to nothing. They got a certain spirit on them.
Yeah. It doesn't.
It was creepy. It was scary.
It is.
And I was thankful. I was like, man, I'm glad. I don't got that spirit. I'm glad the Most High and Father Abba for taking me out of that path.
Right. Because I don't even have no logical explanation on how I got out of it.
Me either.
I don't know what's going on. That's how I know. I'm like, damn, man. These people right here, they don't know what they doing. These people, they playing with fire. They playing with fire, man. They playing with some type of force that we don't understand, man. But that force made slavery happen. That force created hell on earth. something that nobody knows about in modern history. Nobody knows about that happening nowhere else to any other people group other than the dark Negroes in the interiors of Africa, and the same stock being sent over in the transatlantic. I'm like, what the? Nobody knows about any. There is no such thing as anything else. The Jews hold like, no, that was just some shit. That wasn't no hell on earth though. We're talking about hell. We talking about that Levi gene symbol. Look at this. And you know this, man. And if it ain't the UPK, then it's bogus, man. Johanna had to remind us what the code is, man. And now we hot niggas, but we still the coldest, man. Because we ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that? And if I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that?
We set a blaze to the street when we prophesy to the way and be amazed when the seat false prophets feeding. Now can we set a fire to them lies and hope?
Now, I can't even spell Levi or something like that. Excuse my cousin children. You see that right there, man?
Yeah, look at right there. Bam. Right. Yep.
Look familiar?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Hell on earth that was made over here, man. This wasn't no phase. This wasn't just some white people mad at you today, and then he overreacting. Something crazy as hell was popping off around here. Something that was so bad that these people are trying to hide from being discussed these days. Trying to take it out of the school curriculum.
The Mandela effect.
Yeah, trying to Mandela effect us right in front of our eyes, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. But yeah, man. According to Josephus, according to the book of Josephus, right on, Asiatic Lion, man. Right on, Prince of Yahweh. Shalom, brother. Yeah, man. Of course. Yeah, according to Josephus, actually, in all actuality, in the reconstructed translation from Robert Eisler. Yay. Guess what? Christ was black.
That's right.
Irrefutable. Nobody has to take any scriptures and try to explain them to anybody, and then they can try to explain that away and put it onto some type of hypothetical explanation. We ain't got to do none of that no more. Don't have to do it. It's like, oh no, Robert Eisler's translation of Josephus that was found in Russia, like in 1970. You're like, yeah, that was already, that's done. Christ is black. Moving on. Like what? Like moving on. He's black. Nobody's wondering that no more. Nobody's wondering. It's not a debate. It's not debatable. It's not a wonder. It's no longer a belief. We no longer got to say from that scripture. It sounds like he's black. We don't got to say that. It's no longer just sounds like. He was a black man, and not only was he a black man, he was looking like a goon. He was looking like he wasn't the guy. Right. He wasn't the cat that you would be gravitating towards. He'd be the dude where you be letting him go on about his business.
Yeah.
When you see him, he one of them dudes, you just let them keep on going about their business. And that's the truth, man. You got anything else on that? It was a short video, but that's because this was a profound discovery that I have stumbled across, and I was like, man, I gotta tell somebody this. You know, I was gonna do some reading, but I'm like, oh, cool. I have to read this. Quick. And then I'm gonna read Isaiah 53. And then we're gonna read the rest of this. And I think I'm done with my message for the today.
That's right.
One nation set apart, man. All praises to the Most High power through His Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, man.
Kahalaha Baba Shem Yahshua Mashiach.
Them antichrist spirit individuals, man. I'm letting you know, man. Y'all is be afraid because God doing something to you. He's doing something. You should.
You denying Christ is like you denying Moses. Be careful.
Yep, like you
said against Moses. You know what I mean? And most of the time, brothers that be denying Christ, when brothers like Akmalak or Battle show y'all, you know what I mean? Even in the Torah, Christ, y'all start tripping on the Torah. So you do start denying Moses.
That's right, man. They should go rethink that, reevaluate. Reevaluate how you came up with that. Reevaluate all that. Because man, you're missing something. Something's wrong. It's too much historical references that is outside of Christianity that is still saying that this guy not only existed, but he did the things that the Bible said he did.
That's right.
They calling it magic, but he did it.
Yeah.
Get over.
Well, it would be, you know what I mean, to these heathens, you know what I mean, speculations, it is magic. You know what I mean? Not saying that he was doing any enchantments or anything like that. He was just doing it. And they was like, whoa, that's the only word they can have for it is magic. Well, that was magic.
Right. Exactly.
Out of this world.
Right. Right. No, pagan,
that was out of the ordinary.
Right. Because pagans, they don't deal with blessings and miracles.
Yeah.
They deal with magic and luck.
Yeah.
That's how things are computed. That's how they, process information like that. Miraculous or things that not supposed to be happening and it happens. They process that as either lucky or to the most extreme version of it, it'll be magical.
Yeah.
So when we're seeing Josephus describing him as this man with these magic powers and reviving dudes from the dead and resuscitating from the dead himself, being the original lawgiver and all these things, man, this is just what it was.
Remember when Moses was doing his miracles and showing the power of the Most High, what did the Pharaoh do? He went and got magicians, because what Moses was doing was considered magic.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh.
That is another good point. And that is the truth, man. So yeah, man, all praises to the Most High, man. Yeah. So with that being said, if anybody wants to discuss any of the information that we just now put out there, I'll put the link out there. But if nobody hit the link, we'll just go ahead and shut this down.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, if you got, what I'm saying, anybody got anything to add to that? Anybody got something to say against it? If there's anything that is, standing out to you that should be addressed, let it be known. Other than that, man, let this be bound on earth, and whatever's bound on earth shall be bound in heaven. From this day forward, man, we all know, and you can always revert back to that Robert Eisler, and it was like, yeah, how you get that though? I'm gonna show you. It was really, really hard.
Yeah.
This is the site that I get it off of. This is a website that I go to get books that you can't actually read. Books that you can't afford, books that you can't find, books that they won't allow you to read. I go to this right here. It's the archive.org. Go to archive.org and type in right here that see my thing right here. Type in right here the name of pretty much any historical book in the world, and you can get it and look at it page by page by page. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to save this whole damn thing. If you could, man, you see what I'm saying? Look,
Yeah.
you might be able to upload it. Oh no, you see? Never mind. I'll do that later. But see, this is how it works, though, man. You see, and you get the whole book, 482. Page 482 out of 703 pages of all this material, man. But yeah, so with that being said, man, we out. All praise to the Most High.
Come on.
I've been quiet for too long. I was lost up in religion. The Most High gave me a choice. I had to make the right decision. Let's keep it a pen. I don't need your recognition. Ain't no need to give me props, cause it's the Father's exhibition. Used to wanna be a brew, now all I wanna be is holy. Not worried about a trap, cause that I'll block you like a goalie. You can be a camp brew. In the truth, with your fringes, you a snake in doctrine, faking scripture. Like a prophecy, lyrical polygraph, I'm exposed and they dishonesty. Yeah, I caught a body. Yeah, I caught a body. Demons all around, but they can never stop me, cause I do it for the body. Yeah, I'm here to catch a body. Yeah, catch a body. Hey, catch a body. Hey, man, all praises to the Most High. I'ma catch a body.